Space is silent, or at least it's supposed to be. During one mission, something broke the silence. A sound NASA couldn't explain, but some astronauts heard something unusual while orbiting the moon. And to this day, it's never been fully explained. The Apollo missions taught us a lot about the moon, but not everything they brought back was physical. Some astronauts brought back questions. During Apollo 10, as the crew orbited the far side of the moon, cut off from all communication with Earth, something strange happened. They heard a sound. Not static, not mechanical humming, a whistling, musical tone, echoing through their headsets. It lasted for nearly an hour. One astronaut described it as space music. Another said, it sounds like outer space type music. NASA recorded the whole thing, but the tapes weren't made public for decades. When they were finally declassified in the early 2000s, people were stunned. The space is supposed to be silent. There's no air, no wind, no sound the way we experience it on Earth. So, what did they hear? NASA's explanation is that the sound was likely radio interference between the command module and the lunar module. Basically, equipment noise. But here's the problem. This was the far side of the moon. No signals from Earth could reach them. They were completely out of contact, and the astronauts weren't just hearing clicks or static. They described it as a rhythmic tone, like a kind of melody. This wasn't the only time strange sounds were reported. Apollo 11 astronauts reported hearing a whooshing sound inside their suits during lunar walks. Apollo 15 picked up low-frequency vibrations as they orbited above certain regions. NASA has always had explanations. Ventilation systems, cabin pressure changes, radio crosstalk between systems. But the truth is, some of these sounds remain unexplained, and that's what makes them so fascinating. Could they be electromagnetic activity? Echoes bouncing off the moon's magnetic anomalies? Or something even more strange? The moon doesn't have a strong magnetic field like Earth, but it does have magnetic hotspots. Regions that deflect particles in unusual ways. These could potentially affect spacecraft systems and cause interference. It's a solid theory, but the musical nature of what the astronauts describe doesn't match typical system feedback. And remember, the Apollo 10 crew weren't just hearing random blips. They were actively commenting on how weird the sound was. They questioned whether to report it at all, worried that no one would believe them. That hesitation says a lot, because if highly trained astronauts, floating in total silence, suddenly hear something that shouldn't be there, that's enough to make anyone uneasy. Could it have been something outside the spacecraft? Unlikely. Sound can't travel through space. But what if the spacecraft wasn't as empty as we thought? This isn't proof of aliens or secret bases, but the fact that astronauts heard something unknown while isolated on the far side of the moon remains a mystery. And mysteries in space don't go away. They just wait, quiet, cold, and unanswered. So what do you think the Apollo crews heard? A system glitch? A strange magnetic wave? Or something we still don't understand? Let me know your theory in the comments. And if you love space mysteries that walk the line between science and the unknown, hit like and subscribe, because the moon might be silent, but it may not be as quiet as we thought.